webinars that have been going on through OFMA. Ooh, we're getting recorded. Great, awesome. There's a lot of really great work that's being done and learning from dedicated market operators like you guys to make equitable and accessible farmers markets happen everywhere. And so we really want to highlight that, because despite the incredible burnout and exhaustion from years of running a market during a pandemic and fires and all the things that you guys have been dealing with, you continue to come to the table and want to learn and build better communities around your markets. And so we really want to highlight that as well. So that brings us to National Farmers Market Week. So hopefully I've got you a little bit in with, hey, there's a lot of really cool things that we can be talking about and advocating for, but it's also a really fun time. If you haven't celebrated before, it's always the first week of August. So August 7th, it's going to start on the first Sunday. I've got my calendar marked for the next 50 years with National Farmers Market Week, because I can always rely on it being on that first Sunday. The USDA just proclaimed it. The official proclamation came through their department, which is really cool. And this year, we're really thrilled that the World Farmers Markets Coalition is joining us. So it's technically International Farmers Market Week, which is really cool. So markets from Italy to Chile to Kenya are all going to be joining us and celebrating. It's just going to be a really fun week. And so we're really excited to have you join us. So like I mentioned, it's a great opportunity for advocacy and engaging legislators. These are some folks in Arkansas. I believe the OFMA proclamation is moving through the government quickly. I heard a rumor that there's going to be an Oregon proclamation, which is really exciting. It's a great time to get media and public support. Opportunity to share your market story. So this is one of the social media graphics that you'll find in the FMC toolkit. And I know that there's going to be some great infographics coming out of OFMA, and it's a great time to showcase all of that data that you are bringing to the table as a market that's operating in Oregon, and the billions of dollars of revenue and money that's going through markets and staying in communities. It's a great opportunity to fundraise and share programs. So that's something that we can talk about more later when we're sharing what people are up to. We see a lot of farmers markets do things like raffles or fundraise for food hero programs, or fundraise for market operations. Again, that farmers markets don't just happen thing. That's a great way to loop in fundraising and use National Farmers Market Week as a fundraising opportunity, and not a very hard way. You can just have a little bucket at the manager's stand, or you can get more creative with it. And again, that shared state and national messaging. So that's something that Madeline's going to be talking about too, that cross promotion. You guys, as social media things, we all kind of, the algorithm, who knows what's happening with the social media algorithm. I do this professionally. I don't even really always know what's happening with the algorithm, but we do know that when we're all talking about the same thing, it really gets more attention on all of our stuff, which then leads to more customers at the market, more customers for your vendors, and more attention on your market, which is always a good thing, especially in the busy summer months. So, oh yeah, there was the farmers markets don't just happen. So again, another graphic that you can download and use and add your own logo to. So that brings me to the toolkit, and I've been talking for a little while, so I'm going to stop talking soon, Madeline, I promise. But this is our National Farmers Market Week toolkit. You can download that at the link that I just dropped in the chat before I started talking. So this is going to have your planning and evaluation guide. So if you're thinking about, oh my gosh, National Farmers Market Week is coming up during such a busy time of year, what are we going to do? You can look at our planning and evaluation guides and think about, okay, what's going to be a successful National Farmers Market Week for us? Maybe we don't have the capacity to do visitor counts or, collect a bunch of vendor sales data, because vendors don't want to share their sales data with us. Whatever you're dealing with, that's fine. But maybe a successful National Farmers Market Week for you is just running a raffle. That's going to mean that you did a thing. Or maybe a successful National Farmers Market Week for you is we made a social media post every day. And that can be just, a little bit of engagement. Or maybe it's, oh, we got our board to make a social media post every day. And that's a way that you can build your capacity as an organization through National Farmers Market Week. So it might not be that your customers explode during that 1 week of August, but you use it as a hook to get a more engaged board. And that's a really cool thing as an organization. So that's kind of your evaluation guides. And then for planning, we have all these social media things so that you can plan out your posts weeks in advance, so you can get started right now. We have a whole timeline that helps you say, okay, right now, what are we? We're 3 weeks away. So what should we be be doing 3 weeks away. It's probably too late to get a local proclamation template, but it's not too late to get some supplies and engage some folks around National Farmers Market Week. So we have timelines, planning guides. Like I mentioned, social media graphics. I just gave you a tiny little taste of what we have, and there'll be more coming out, and we'll continue to add to that folder that's linked in the toolkit. Again, that shared national messaging. So we have social media posts that you can just copy and paste. You don't need to do anything. You can just add your market name and boom, you're ready to go. So that's a way that also we try to really lighten the lift. So depending on your market's capacity, you're ready to go. Op-ed, press release, and other templates. So that's for markets with maybe a bit more capacity. If you want to work on an op-ed in your local newspaper, or sending out a press release. The op-ed can also be a great opportunity if you have a volunteer who's really engaged and wants to do something. That's a great opportunity for them. We also have all of our advocacy resources in an updated advocacy tools kit. That's something that probably at this point, if I'm being totally honest with y'all, it might be a little, you might want us to focus on all that social media stuff just because the advocacy stuff working with government things can be a little slow. So we would recommend probably focusing on some of the social media stuff, but the advocacy stuff is on our website and relevant all year long. So even if you invite somebody to the market to come for National Farmers Market Week and they can't make it for National Farmers Market Week, they might be able to make it another time of year. So it's still worth sending an invitation. So all of those things are in there. And I have just talked really fast, but it's all there. And I would encourage you to explore. And here's my email. People always say I'm a little brave dropping my email publicly, but seriously, email me anytime. I love to support markets directly. I work at my laptop in my room, which is fun, but gosh, it's so much better when I get to engage with markets directly. So please send me an email if there's a resource that you are having trouble accessing or need explained in any way. We also are really hoping to hear from markets about what they're doing. So it's conversations like this one that we're about to have. And then also if you have something really cool that you're really excited about and you want to email it to me, we will probably repost it on the FMC page, get some national attention. That's always a fun time. So definitely shoot me an email if you want. And then also just tagging us in anything you're up to is always helpful. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and pass it to Madeline. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Okay, let me pull up my slides real quick. All right. So that toolkit that she shared is incredibly thorough, really awesome. And a lot of our resources are based around the same messaging, obviously. So I'm going to hop into a little bit about what Oregon and OFMA specifically is offering. And let me hide myself there. All right, can everyone see that? Okay, so welcome. I'm going to talk a little bit about what OFMA is going to be doing to celebrate Farmers Market Week and what resources that we've put together for you. Just as another reminder, my name is Madeline. I'm the comms person here at OFMA. I'm the one that's always emailing you and bothering you. That's me. All right, so first and foremost, I wanted to give a little shout out to our next upcoming workshop. You know, we're always holding different events for y'all. And our next one is actually going to be next Tuesday with Farmers Market Pros. And this one is going to be all about screening vendors, picking a good vendor mix, what to look for in your vendors, good questions to ask, all that sort of thing. And Farmers Market Pros is going to be holding that. So experts are going to be on board. I'm going to drop a link to register for that right now. Yes, they do rock. They are awesome. And there's a couple other workshops on the screen as well. And those you can find on our website to register for as well. And then as always, every first Tuesday of the month, we have our peer learning circles, which are really good opportunities to just share knowledge, peer-to-peer, talk to other farmers market managers, even just vent, you know, we're here for you. And those also can be found on our website. All right, so first, I wanted to shout out our photo contest just because that is actively ongoing and we are actively accepting submissions for it. We want you to submit photos as market managers. We want you to share it with your staff, your board, your volunteers, your vendors, your customers. Really, anyone who at all ever comes to the farmers market is welcome to submit. And it's a really great way to get some organic engagement from your community. Also just to build awareness that this celebration is coming at all. And then if people submit now, they have kind of a stake in the game and a fun way to engage with the week once it arrives, especially if they win. Photos don't have to be anything fancy. Anything from your cell phone is awesome. We just want them to be representative of your market culture and community. There are 5 different categories, and you can find more information about that on our website. And then these 2 little graphics you see on screen are actually available. I'll share the link for that to download. The one on the left is meant for social media. It's formatted for Instagram. And then the one on the right, you can include in emails or newsletters and that sort of thing. And we really highly encourage you to share it with your network, just because typically in the past we get submissions from a core group of markets that are really engaged with it. And we want as much representation as possible. And there are prizes. So there's a great financial incentive for people to participate as well. So that's ongoing, and we will be accepting submissions through July 29th, and then we'll have a week where we're going to vote on it. There's going to be a winner chosen by the public, and then a winner chosen by OFMA. And all of those winners will be announced throughout Farmers Market Week. And each photo and each category will kind of be tied into a different bragging fun fact that we're going to be sharing about y'all. Into some other stuff that we have created for y'all to use. I'm going to drop a link to an entire folder with all of the infographics that I'm about to share with y'all. So first one's pretty standard, just a little Facebook cover. You can change your Facebook, like the big banner image too. You're welcome to add your own logo to it as well, add your name in there, kind of just have a big cohesive theme going on for the week. And then to go along with that, we made some of these little celebration icons. You can post these to your feed. You can change your profile picture to these during the week. You can include these in your newsletters or any other comms materials, just to raise awareness that this event is happening at all. And then here's some fun stuff. So all of these statistics are taken from OFMA's 2021 Farmers Market Census. So this is all information that OFMA collected via the census material that was submitted to us. So these are just sort of some impressive bragging stats for y'all to use, because the main messaging theme that we're pushing is farmers markets don't just happen. We want to brag about all of the accomplishments that you all have had this past year. So we're going to be sharing these throughout the week, and we welcome you to download and share them as well. And because it was your markets that created this and made this happen, we want you to take full ownership of it and brag all about yourself. And if you have statistics from your own market and how that contributed to these larger numbers, even better. Please do share that and share it with us so that we can share it on your behalf too and brag even more about y'all. So yeah, all 3 of these are also in that folder that I shared, and I'll be sending that out in an email after the workshop as well. To go along with the messaging, I created this one to just sort of shout out your team. These are meant to go together, but you can also share them separately if you'd like. So the idea here is post this and use it as an opportunity to shout out anyone who helps you put together the market every week. So if you have if you have staff, if you just have volunteers, your board, or even if there are just folks who really support you in helping make it happen, this is an opportunity to kind of highlight them and show them off and show yourself off, and just use it as an opportunity to just show gratitude to all the people that help make our markets happen every week. So whether that means you can attach photos of those people, tag them, shout them out in the caption, whatever feels right to you. It's just an opportunity for y'all to celebrate each other. So this is exciting. Like Hannah said, we did get a proclamation from the governor's office, which is a really awesome talking point. Kate Brown has acknowledged all of the amazing work that we do, and it's a really great opportunity to engage your local press outlets. So whether that means, you could submit an op-ed, if you're feeling brave, you could do a press release. And in the FMC toolkit, there are some awesome just plug and play templates for that sort of thing. And using the statistics and those infographics that we shared earlier, and even where there are more statistics I can give to you if you're interested about specific topics to use as talking points. And then the proclamation itself is a really great one as well. And so this little photo of it that I formatted for social media as well. So that will be available in the folder that I shared. And I'll probably upload the actual proclamation itself, the full version, but I wanted to have a version that would be shareable on social media. So really awesome way to back up your point that farmers markets are valuable And even the governor thinks so. All right. So finally, I would want everyone, I know some people did it before, but I really want everyone to drop their Facebook or Instagram in the comments, just because, like Hannah said, the algorithm really picks up on us using all the same hashtags and talking about the same things. And we are going to be, well, I am going to be on social media all week, throughout the week, sharing as much of your posts as possible and celebrating y'all. So I want to be able to make sure that I have all of you on my feed, and I want to make sure that we are all available to support each other. So if you can drop those, that would be awesome. And then I wanted to share some other really simple, easy ideas to celebrate. Well, some of these are easier than others, but some other ideas that I've seen markets do in the past or have seen being discussed for this year. So something like a simple treasure hunt for kids with small trinkets hidden around your market is really popular, especially with the young ones. I don't think that they're on this call, but I know that some of the Portland farmers markets, because there are so many in the area, are putting together like a little farmers market passport, encouraging folks to try out different markets that they might not normally visit. So I know a lot of us might not have a ton of markets around us, but even if there's just one other one near you, consider partnering with them and then encouraging folks to try out each other's market. I think the idea with like the passport is like, if you stamp a certain amount, you get something. But just as simple as like, check out this other one that's only like a 15-minute drive from here, is a great way to celebrate each other. A prize wheel. Everyone loves a prize wheel. Everyone loves spinning a wheel. That's just a nice one if you have the resources for that. Even simpler, making a little whiteboard with I love my farmer's market because people can fill it in. And then bonus points if you have like a cute background where folks can take photos, and then that'll encourage them to share it on social media. Lots of people love dressing up cute for the farmer's market, take a little picture. It's totally a thing. People also love those little boards where you ask where they're from. And I know it probably would be mostly in Oregon, but it's always fun. People like interacting in that sort of way. So along the same vein, a sticky note board. So if you come up with a prompt, something as simple as like, I come to the farmer's market because, and people can write whatever on the sticky note, put it up, and then you have a board full of wonderful, positive messages at the end of the day, and you can use those as talking points as well. And then finally, trivia questions. So this is a great one for social media if you don't have the resources to be running anything big at the market itself. People really like engaging with you can do like a little multiple choice trivia thing on Instagram. So if you have some fun statistics or like shocking facts about the market or something like that, you can always share that. And it's a great way to get people to engage with their market. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you. I think what we want to do next is ask y'all what you're going to be doing. And let's talk about it, because I think the best way to come up with new ideas is to just sort of ask each other, talk about it.
Madeline, one other thing I would maybe add to this list along with sticky note boards is dot voting. If you guys I bet you've seen that at other markets, but it's where everybody gets a little circle sticky sticker. And I know some markets in the Gorge have done this, but it can be even as simple as like, if you were a vegetable, would you be a cucumber or a zucchini? Those are pretty similar, so maybe choose some different ones. But it's a great way to get people engaged in checking in at the market, and some markets even do it once every week and then use that as an estimate of how many visitors came, based on how many stickers were used. So that can also be a fun thing to have, whether it's during National Farmers Market Week or other times.
People love stickers. So does anyone have anything that they have planned for the week that they want to share, or ideas maybe that they want feedback on?
I do.
Go for it.
Okay. Well, the last several years we've been running the birthday bucks game. We picked that idea up from one of the OFMA farmers market conferences a couple years ago. And so we have all of our entrances stationed with volunteers, and when people come in, they just have them write their birthday on a sticker and they wear it around the market. And then when they run into other people that have the same birthday, whether it's a vendor or another customer, if they both come up to the manager's booth, we give them each a birthday buck, and then they can spend those in the market, and then we just redeem them like we would, you know, at the end of the market for the vendors. And people have a lot of fun with that, and it's a good way for people to connect and meet other people. And then we're also, we started a Friends of the Market program. And so our Friends of the Market are going to be promoting the market that day. They have been, but we're gearing up to have a bigger effort. We're getting a new banner just for Friends of the Market, and they will be selling some bling, and we have a new logo. We're going to put on some bling, and we're doing a raffle. We've been doing raffles, but the drawing will be that day on National Farmers Market Day. We sell raffle tickets all months long, and then the second Saturday of every month we have the drawing. So those are some of the things we're doing.
I love that birthday bucks idea. I think it's so great because it really helps folks that might not normally interact at the market connect with each other. And that's another great talking point about markets too, is like the amount of social interactions we get at the farmers market versus your standard trip to the grocery store, and what an awesome opportunity is to build community. And that really highlights that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, props to you guys. That is a lot. Anyone else have anything that they're doing or want feedback on?
I can tell you a little about what we're doing about Coos Bay. Please excuse my voice. I got heat stroke last Wednesday at the market, so I'm still recovering from it. So far we have a guest chef that's going to be coming, giving the recipe out. Along with the recipe, they'll get a coupon for one of the items out of the for the recipe for free from the market. We did that. We were able to do that by a grant that we had written. We have kids games going on. We went ahead and got our tattoos way ahead of time just to make sure that we had them this year. You know, and we're still kind of, you know, we didn't know if COVID was going to do its normal thing again. And like last year, we just handed them out. This year, we're going to be able to actually put them on the kids, which is kind of fun. We got a bunch of the little wipes so that we can do it and then throw that away. So that way there isn't any cross contamination, nothing like that. We have the local radio station is going to be live in the market for 2 hours going on. I'm trying to think everything else that's going on. There's a ton of stuff. It's a little crazy right now. And again, sorry, with my voice, I can hardly talk. Oh, and then we got a new cornhole game that's part of our kids game. It lights up when they get the little beanbag through it, and the little beanbags have lights in them too. So, you know, there's going to be some fun things. This is my third year at farmers market. My first 2 years were COVID. So this is my first year actually being able to do a farmers market. We are totally short staffed, so it's going to be very interesting, but we're going to make it happen, and it's going to be fun. It might be a little crazy, a little wild. I found out Farmers Market Fund is coming the week prior to check on us, so it's really going to be crazy, but that's kind of where we're at.
That is awesome. Hannah, I don't know if you want to take a sec to talk a little bit about those tattoos, and are they still available to order?
Yeah, so y'all, it has been a crazy tattoo year. Like Melissa said, I think there's an excitement around actually being able to like engage with people. So we've had 6 times as many orders as a regular year, this even pre-COVID. So definitely a popular item, but they're restocked, and I'll be sending out that restock the last week of July, which is suddenly coming up here. So if you go to our website, which I just dropped in the chat, that they are on back order. But Melissa, see, it's so funny. I remember filling out your order because I was like, hey, Coos Bay, what's up? Yeah, so they're on back order if you go onto our website, but I can guarantee that they'll get to you by National Farmers Market Week. I can make that commitment to you. So yeah, so feel free to order, and I will make sure I fulfill them from my house. So I can guarantee that you'll get them by then. But it's been a popular year, and definitely like they are so much fun, whether it's, we say on kids from 2 to 92, really all love them. And so it's definitely fun to use them, and it makes a really good photo op, which is just fun all year round to have, for, you know, anytime that you need to post a thing or use them. So
I have a quick question. When I ordered them, I was thinking kids. Well, everybody, they got here and now they're like, well, you ordered enough for more adults. So is it okay if I order even more? Because I was like told, we don't have enough. I'm like, okay.
yeah. Melissa, I'm not going to tell you not to order them. So
Okay.
order as many as you want.
Okay. I just don't want to take it from another market that doesn't have any, you know.
Oh, no, they're not. Yeah, they're not a limited resource. That's for sure. There was it was the Maryland Farmers Markets Association. They ordered like 25 orders for every market in Maryland. And so that was a little bit overwhelming for us, hence the back order, but we're catching up. So yeah, feel free to submit any orders and I'll make sure they get to you by that first week of August. So.
Okay, I'll grab some more then. Thank you.
Candy, I see your hand raised. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. This is Candy from LeGrand Farmers Market. We just had our kids' day on Saturday. So Melissa, I can certainly understand heat stroke. My husband and I both got really sick afterwards. We were worried about all the kids and forgot about ourselves. So oops. So I'm still recovering a little bit from that. We are doing some other things. We were fortunate enough to get in on that way ahead order on the tattoos as well, and we got plenty of those, hopefully, knock on wood. And then we are doing a kind of a passport thing. We tried it on Saturday, but with so many other activities going on, we're going to try it again with it's we're just calling it a passport to produce kind of fun thing. Anybody can participate in it, as well as a scavenger hunt throughout the market. We have this cute little stuffed chicken named Brock that he gets hidden in the market, and if the kids find him, they can come and enter or get like a little prize. It's really fun. Kids love Brock. He had a wife named Henny Penny, but she got retired because a dog mauled her a couple years ago. So her husband came out, and he's now out. So, and then as funny as the adults love him too. So, and then we are having our local news outlet coming down that I think it's, I'm trying to think of what day it is. It's during Farmers Market Week. I think it's the Saturday of that week, maybe the Tuesday. My brain's still fried. And then just going to do some stuff about that. And I think, I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, we're doing like a social media raffle where if you go on and share why you love your farmers market, you get entered in, and you have to like share it and tag people, you know, the usual farmers or social media things. We have a big giant raffle of local stuff we've bought from our local vendors, artwork to paintings to ceramics, things like that. And that'll be raffled off. So I think that's what we have. Hopefully if I can get my board to kind of help a little bit with that more. So that's what we're doing. So yeah. Kind of fun over here in Northeast Oregon.
Yeah, I know. Is that it? Anything else? So much. Do you want to share maybe about what you're going to be using the tattoos for? Are you just going to be giving them out?
I think what we're going to do is my daughter, who's also a vendor, she's a face painter, and I think she's going to kind of do a thing as like a station you can stop at for like the scavenger hunt kind of passport thing. So this is part of what she's doing to help with that. So yeah.
Yeah, those make really great little prizes, or just, you know, a low cost way to sort of give something out, especially if you're doing
Candy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Madeline. Do you have a relationship with your local news organization? Like, how do you, when you say they're coming out to the market, like, what did you do to make that happen?
Yeah, I work for another organization in LeGrand in my full-time job. I work for a domestic violence shelter, and I have a pretty good connection with some of the people around in our, it's called The Observer, is our local newspaper. And I have a pretty good, yes, I am Hannah. I have a pretty good relationship with the people there that do the ad copies and stuff and everything. So if I just call them and say, hey, I'm doing this farmers market, they kind of know the connection. Well, what can we do? Let's be down there, and they'll just get someone to, like a reporter to come down and do an interview with some vendors and myself, or maybe board members, and then just kind of get some talk about what Farmers Market Week is and what we do and some of our upcoming events, things like that. So we have a great relationship with them.
That's awesome. That's so cool. It's always cool to see how markets cultivate that. Obviously, it sounds like you're really well connected in your community. So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, I actually was gonna, I don't want to stress Melissa's throat even more, but if you could share maybe more about how you are getting the local radio involved, how that happened, or do you have a relationship with them?
I do. It's called, the one I have a connection with is Elkhorn Media. They have, I think, I want to say 4 to 6 radio stations around town from AM to FM. And I came in they gave us a in-kind donation. We had to do so many ads per week all the way through the market talking about double up food bucks, and they charged us like a really minimal fee as like an in-kind thing. And so radio ads go out every Tuesday and every Saturday throughout the whole season. So I already have that kind of established. So I just said, hey, how about we add a couple more things on about like Farmers Market Week and like what we did with Kids Day. And we have a Pie Day coming up in August as well. And then September Salsa Festival. So we're just kind of those one of the things kind of get an extra ad made up. And I go in and record the ads. They put them on the air, boom, we're done. So it's pretty simple and they're very generous around here. People in our area, it's such a small area, but they love the farmers market a lot. So I get a lot of positive feedback and a lot of positive support from our community for that. So yeah.
Nice.
I can answer the quick question on how we did the live radio. We have a really good, the radio station is actually right above the building that we're in. And we pay for advertising. I'm on it every week during farmers market live, right before market opens. They say, we talk about who's here, what's going on, that kind of thing. I went to them and talked to them about doing a live remote, and they are doing an in-kind sponsorship. They're actually coming 3 different times. They came opening, they're going to have farmers market week. And then October is normally when we'll kind of slow down. But what we're trying this October is to have a fall harvest the entire month with different things going on. So they're going to be here on that first Wednesday in October as well. They love it. They come down, everybody's having fun. In fact, the other thing is they came to me last week and said, can we have music for you guys during in the food court? We have entertainment this year. We have an entertainment partner that takes care of that. But they don't normally play till about 11. They play till 11 to 1, and then they take a break and some different things. And the market starts at 9. But to keep that music going, the radio station is going to bring it down. So we'll have the radio live going on. They won't be broadcasting from the market, but we'll have the radio live. We have a really good communication with our local radio station. Love them dearly. Bicoastal Media is awesome. So yeah. And like I said, they stepped up and said, hey, how else can we help you? What can we do? One of our board members does actually work for Bicoastal. So she has to come in to do the radio, but she will come down before market starts. And because we're staffed, she will actually check vendors in for me so that I can set up all the power stations in the food court.
That is
So
awesome.
I hope that answers that.
Yeah, and what a great setup you have there with them just right upstairs, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's also, it's like, well, why don't you do, I'm like, their station is right upstairs, right there. They also too, so we pay for 26 times on the station, but the 2 months prior to, they have me stop in every once in a while and help co-host the show, and that's all free. That's totally all free.
Smart. Yeah, and if you don't already have a relationship with your local media outlets, or if your market's newer, this is a really great opportunity to jump in there and use Farmers Market Week as a great talking point and build those relationships.
Yeah, and I forgot, I do kind of bribe them with chocolate and brownies sometimes to get.
Oh, of course.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
Food brings us all together, we all know that in this Zoom room. So I always say that farmers market's so easy. Farmers markets are a bipartisan thing. Everybody loves food and local food. You're promoting a for lack of a better word, a product or a thing that is just so well loved by so many people, like Candy talking about the farmers market being the center of the community. And so I think I was kind of shy when I first started doing this job, talking about farmers markets with people, but it's something that everybody is always really interested in joining in, and sometimes just need an invitation, even if they're just upstairs. So that's awesome to hear, Melissa. And yeah, just great stuff. Wow.
Does anyone else have anything that they're doing or ideas that they're thinking of doing that they want to share? Or even past what you've maybe done in the past, or lessons learned, if there's something you've done, you're like, we're never going to do that again.
I was going to say, I see that Jamie from Rogue Valley is here. And I remember they had like these awesome social media posts during the pandemic that were really funny and cute. And I was wondering if you guys were doing anything on Farmers Market Week, or I don't mean to put you on the spot, but, or, you know.
Yeah, our staff has actually turned over this year from the last previous years. And so this will be my first farmers market week with the organization. So this is a really great opportunity for us to kind of join on and see what other markets are doing to get ideas. We did also mirror the scavenger hunt idea, something we were wanting to try, but I'm loving the sticky note board that you guys talked about. I think I need to get a whiteboard or something prior to Farmers Market Week. So these are all great suggestions that we're writing down. Thank you.
Maybe we'll have to dig up those posts and share them, or put them in the folder so folks can get some inspiration. Make new ones for this year.
I'll have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Ashley, I saw your hand for a second. Was that?
Yeah, I was just going to share an event I'm going to tonight that I think is a great, like, symbiotic relationship with a sponsor. So my bank is hosting a customer appreciation night at the farmers market, and they're giving all of their customers $25 per person in your family to spend at the market. And I think it's brilliant, because if they were to do a customer appreciation event, they'd probably spend more than that hosting it at some venue with food. But it gets folks out to the market. I will bet a ton of those vendors are their customers as well. And I just feel like that's such a great thing to approach your bank, and maybe pull your vendors and see who they bank with an idea for a great farmers market week event, so that they can get their customers out to the market. It might be new customers for you, kind of fill the market with some funding. And it just was great visibility, I think. And so I thought it was a cool idea to share.
Yeah, Ashley, will you take pictures and send them to me? That's so cool. That sounds amazing.
For sure, yeah.
I feel like that's such a cool way to really put their money directly back into the community. And like you're saying, probably cheaper than some fancy event or something. It's just super cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun too. That sounds way more fun than your standard fundraiser.
I agree.
Are there any other ways that folks are going to be using this week as an opportunity for fundraising? I think, or Ahana, do you have more resources around that? Because I think that's a really interesting point that OFMA didn't put a lot of work into this year, but it's a really great opportunity for that sort of thing.
Yeah, we've seen a few. We've seen in the past few years, we've seen some people do like online giving campaigns. If you FMC has a webinar, which I will actually go pull up, from 2020, that was all about raising money online during the pandemic, which what the cool thing I like about that webinar is we had somebody from Farm Aid come in, and they talked about, if you're not a 501c3, other ways that you can still raise money. So I know that a lot of farmers markets are maybe a 501c4 or a 501c6 or some other version of that, or an LLC. And so there's still ways that you can use things like Square even has a fundraising has fundraising capabilities, but definitely like a lot of folks use Farmers Market Week as a extra merch sales kind of day. Maybe you know, your tote bag is comes out that day, or it's a couple dollars off, or raffles is definitely the most common thing we've seen. It's a great way to showcase some vendor products too. Perhaps each vendor is willing to donate you know, a jar of jam or a pint of strawberries or something like that. And you can kind of create a super fun representative of the market basket. And then, yeah, those, I mean, the raffles, and then things like just, you know, showcasing programs and saying, you know, this is everything that we've done in the community and we'd love to have a donation from anybody. And then like, I know OFMA does this, and then we do this as an organization nationally, but we use Farmers Market Week as an event to attract sponsors. So that's something that you can do at the market level as well. Thinking about, hey, this bank, maybe a local bank like Ashley's, but or somebody else in the community to use National Farmers Market Week as something that they can sponsor. So our market's National Farmers Market Week celebration is sponsored by X, Y, or Z organization, and they gave a couple $100s to be that sponsor. So that's also another way that you can think about fundraising that isn't just a few dollars from many community members, but more a chunk from an organization. So those are the ones that are quickly coming to mind. I'm going to go find that webinar while we're all in here and drop it in the chat. But yeah, those are the ones we've seen.
Yeah, I love
We've
that.
also seen like, okay, sorry. Idea. We've also seen like zucchini tosses and kind of really apple bobbing, like really silly events. And that can also be something that you can be like, enter our zucchini toss competition for $1 and you know, see those kinds of things are super fun too. I feel like at the Dallas Farmers Market, Lynn, I'm looking at you, there was a vegetable dress up competition, but was that for your Halloween market?
That was our last market, which is the Harvest Fest, where we had a dress your veggie contest, and they were phenomenal.
Okay,
yes. They were so great that at the end, other people wanted to buy them because they were so clever. And we also have usually a pie contest that day as well.
That's my favorite market ever. So much fun. So that's
vegetables.
Yeah. So it was like zucchinis, but they had like costumes on, made out of paper and fabric and googly eyes, and it was just it's like just drilled into my memory. We'll never forget. It was so much fun. So there's like, maybe that's not the best for you could do it National Farmers Market Week. So always super fun. Yeah, Madeline would crush that contest. So yeah, like those kinds of things can be really goofy, but super fun, and people are like, yeah, I'll pay $1 to toss a zucchini, and then I get competitive with my cousin who came to the market with me, and we're gonna, you know, see how many we can throw. So you can really have fun with it. Again, though, like Candy and Melissa are saying, all of these things take people power and time, and so really considering, you know, what's going to be the best given your capacity is something that I always like to emphasize when we have these discussions where there's so many amazing ideas going around. Really taking a time to like pause and think, you know, what's going to be best for us in our market and our community. So I'm going to go find that webinar link.
Yeah, that's a really good point, especially for those of you where, I mean, this is my first Farmers Market Week. So if this is your first one, don't feel like you need to be competing with the pros yet, you know, starting off with something really simple, whatever you have the time for. But I really liked what Hannah had to say about engaging using this as an opportunity to look for sponsors. And that's a great way also to engage your board and see what connections they might have with the community and different organizations that might be interested in not just sponsoring the week, but sponsoring your market more generally, and using all the awesome information that we're going to be pushing that week as talking points for that. All right, well, we have about, let's see, 7 more minutes. Does anyone else have anything else that they'd like to share or want feedback on? We got that webinar in the chat. If not, I might just give y'all back 7 more minutes of your time. Going once, going twice. All right. Well, if you have any other lingering questions, feel free to stay on. We'll be here for a couple more minutes, but otherwise this was great. Thank you so much for all of you who shared. And we will be sending out